Hi everyone, I chose Devil's Millhopper. It's a state park 10 minutes outside of Gainesville. It used to be used as a research area for the science department for the University of Florida, but they noticed that after a couple years it's not viable for research anymore, so the State Department purchased it in 1974 and it's been a state park ever since. It only took me just over 2 hours to get there, so really no big deal. The only barrier I guess was like the number of cops down I-10, and I counted like 7 of them, so shouldn't be a problem if you're following the speed limit. Getting there, it's a $4 entry fee, but unless there's someone guarding the gate or there's like a state trooper there, then it's free. You could just go on through. It is open at pretty weird times. It's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, which I don't really know why, but it's open every other day of the week from 9 a.m. to sundown. A problem getting there is that there's no service in the area, so if you're relying on your GPS, it will go down and you probably will get lost like I did. I actually had to ask one of the locals there for direction to get into the state park, and it was really cool. I got to ask him a couple questions, and he said he enjoyed it when people came and like asked him for directions and stuff. He was just mowing his lawn. He doesn't have much to do that day, and I asked him what he thinks about the state park, and he loves it. It's a really beautiful area, and it's right next door, so it's kind of like having a beautiful backyard just by living across the street. One of the things I found really cool about the state park is that Florida is generally known to be a flat state, but here's this like super unique sinkhole that's 120 feet deep. There's like a system of 237 steps that you need to go down. It's a lot of fun once you get there. There's a lot of it's very family oriented, a lot of people exercising, working out and stuff. It's cool because there's moss growing around like the limestone. There's a lot of smaller waterfalls pouring water into the sinkhole, which is really cool. But other than that, there's not really much that goes on in the park. You really just go up and down the sinkhole. You could walk around it, but there's really not much to see, not a lot of wildlife. I saw a cardinal, which is like a really nice bird, but that's really all I saw, and it was no big deal. It's a small trail too. It's not even a mile all the way around, so you're really only there for the sinkhole, which is a sight in its own. I got to interview a girl named Vanessa. She's a UF alumni, so I know she's not very credible, but I guess she knows the area really well. And I asked her a few questions, and she said the best part about the park is that it gets people outside, makes people want to exercise and go out, because it's such a beautiful park, and there's not much to do around there except for exercise and walk around. So really gets people outside exercising, keeps people healthy. And she said like her favorite part about it is that since it's so small and quiet and not a lot of people know about it, it's really like a hidden gem for the locals, where no one really knows about the park except for them, and they keep it to themselves. They don't go around boasting around and talking about it all that much. So yeah, the effects of the state park is that it makes people happier, makes people healthier, and there's very little negative aspects to living near the park. There's not a lot of traffic, there's not a lot of congestion, there's not a lot of stress revolved around it, unlike bigger parks, like Disney and St. Augustine. So that's really why I chose such a small state park, because everyone knows about the effects that living next to Disneyland has on an area, but really not much is known about these smaller parks and how they can impact their local area. Going beyond just the economic factors that fuel these tourist attractions, it really gives the inhabitants like a sense of pride being able to live next to that small state park. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed it.